What's going on everyone, Tom here from Pizarro's Pieces, back today with another video. This time I'm at the NEC in Birmingham for the BP Toy Fair. This one always a good one, loads and loads of bits and pieces. As you can see in this first shot, I'm at my friend Rob and the other Rob, so Rob at Robbo Toys and Rob at Tatson Toys stall. So I went down to Birmingham with my toy hunting pal Vic from Fistful of Collectibles. With sort of the mindset to buy loads of stuff for myself, and that doesn't always happen, as some of you guys know. I also sell products. But yeah, I did pick up a few bits and pieces. You can see in this shot here, I'm picking up a Venomverse graphic novel. I don't normally go for graphic novels and comics, to be honest with you guys, but with Venom coming out, and I've heard good things about this particular comic or run of comics. It was a fiver, brand new. They were about £12 in the shop. As you can see, the guy's got quite a lot of graphic novels. He said to me that there was a closure of a shop in Manchester, so he picked up quite a lot. Also had some Star Wars toys. Nothing really for me personally. So as we go through the video, guys, you'll see a lot of people selling similar products. There was a hell of a lot of vintage Star Wars there again, and I'm continuing to see this at the NEC. I don't know if people are being priced out of particular items or not. The Star Wars market, the vintage market, the prices are particularly high. Not something I know too much about, but I just go from what the guys tell me, and there was a hell of a lot there yesterday. This store here, you can see, he's got some Marvel Legends, some Funkos, bits and pieces, some Star Wars stuff. Again, nothing really for me. As you can see at this present moment, it's quiet. This was very early. We got there about 7:45, and they opened the doors to early buyers at about 8 o'clock. As you see through the video, as we continue, it gets busier and busier, and by the time sort of 10:30, 11 o'clock came and the doors had opened to the public, it had got really busy, and some of the aisles you couldn't even walk down. Again, here to the left, you'll see the stall. Just loads of some good stuff, vintage Star Wars. I'm kind of glad I don't collect this stuff, guys, because the prices on some of this stuff now is just crazy. Guy there with bags and bags of Lego walking past. Not too much happening on this stall, just modern bits and pieces. Again, nothing really for me. Star Wars books, some comics and odds and sods. Good stall here for the ladies. Loads and loads of plush toys. Loads of My Little Ponies. They had there was all sorts on this one. Care Bears, Popples, a bit further down out with a picture. So at this point I had not lost Vic, but Vic had gone to a couple of other stalls, so I just continued to walk. As you can see here, on just about in the left hand corner, I picked up a Venom figure that I didn't have, but the guy had £14 on it. It was a loose Venom figure that was about 10 centimeters. It wasn't like a full size Marvel Legend. as me and Vic were going through the day, and I spoke to other dealers and buyers and collectors, I see quite a lot of people I know there, and we was talking about some of the prices of some of the dealers here today at the show. I'm not going to sit here and put people down and say about prices and that, but there was a hell of a lot of overpriced toys at the NEC. I'm not too sure what it is. There was a lot of new faces in the dealer market, in the selling market, perhaps not really doing their research in regards to the product that they're selling. It's not too hard now to get a real valuation of a toy and how much it's going for. We all know the auction site named eBay. If you look at sold items, it can give you a rough idea, but I was seeing things that potentially only sell for around £10, and some people were asking for double that. Again, another stall there you see with plenty of Star Wars. This stall here had loads of loose odds and sods. There was some 98 Godzilla toys there. Again though, nothing really for myself. Some £3, I think they were £3 dip bins, as you can see there. Some really good stuff at the NEC, guys, but I'm looking for particular things, little bits and pieces, and there wasn't a hell of a lot there. There's another dip bin here, there was a few Venoms in here you see me pick up, but I've got these guys in my collection already. This store has some really cool items, Battle Beasts, Visionaries, Supernaturals, some really good bits and pieces. Again, nothing really for me. Prices wasn't too bad, they were up and down. I mean, I just had a laser beast in my hand, there was £25. I think that's around the going rate for a laser beast, is around £20-25, believe it or not. Some My Little Ponies, there was some Ghostbusters, there was a lot of mixture here, Power Rangers and all sorts, He-Man, but again, nothing for myself here. Plenty more vintage Star Wars. There's tons of it here on this stall. Again guys, this was a pretty good stall. There was a mixture here of Star Wars, He-Man, Ghostbusters, Thundercats, there was all sorts. Nothing really for me. I didn't really look at any of the prices of this gear, to be honest with you. A lot of stalls have a lot of stuff out, but they don't have prices on. Can be a bit frustrating sometimes, especially when it starts getting busy and you pick something up and you just want to know. But again, there was nothing here. There was some really good stuff on this stall, but nothing for me personally. This guy here has always normally got bits and pieces and odds and sods. Nothing for me on this occasion, but I know Vic had picked a couple of bits up off him in the day previously, so this was kind of like our second walk around. At the minute I am currently on my own. As you can see, Vic's not with me. I'll catch up with him in a bit. So here we got Aaron from Empire Toys 1138. You guys will probably know him. He's also on YouTube. We've also got Andy from Andy's Toys and Models. He's on Instagram as well. These guys have always got a good mix of loose figures, carded, a mixture of Marvel, DC, Power Rangers, Star Wars. There's all sorts of bits and pieces. They always have a table to combine together. As you can see, there's a guy sort of dipping through the dip bins. Plenty to dip through as well. You can see some Marvel Toy Biz in the background, Funkos. There's a Castle Grayskull. Plenty of bits here. I always recommend these guys, good guys they are. Moving on, and I bump into the one and only Slimehouse TV's very own Theo. So this is Floston Paradise's stall. So if you guys follow Theo on YouTube, you'll see he's been doing some reviews for a lot of these products lately. So Floston Paradise do a lot of the new Super 7 and Reaction stuff from America. I'll put the link to Theo's channel in the bottom. Be sure to check him out, guys. He's got some really good videos, especially when he visits Japan on his toy hunting trips. Top geezer. Also with Theo was Eugene, another guy I know. This guy has some good stuff. A lot of Nintendo games, a lot of G.I. Joe and Transformers. Again, G.I. Joe, Action Force, Transformers, all them sort of things. Nothing I collect at all, to be honest with you. As you'll see on some stalls there, Funkos. The NEC toy show, the BP Toy Fair, doesn't usually get flooded with Funkos. You'll see a few stalls selling 10, 15, 20, and then there'll be the odd stall that will have a lot of them. But unlike Comic Cons, they're not flooded with Funkos. There is a lot of good vintage stuff at these shows. This stall here, you can see he's got a lot of odds and sods, bits and pieces to do with gaming. There's some 18 bits and that there. Captain Power. There was an Ultraman thing there, but it was a bit overpriced for me. As you can see, guys, it's starting to get a bit busier as well. As we start walking around, people start walking into the camera and stuff. Some really cool Ghostbusters and Turtles bits on this stall. The guy wanted £20 on the giant turtles, the 4 of them. That's a reasonable price if you're a Turtles fan. I think that's quite a good price, £80 for the set. You can see he's got a Proton pack, some good loose figures he had. He also had some carded Extreme Ghost. He had about 10 of them, he was asking £10 each. Again, that's a really good price, but not really something for me and nothing that I really collect, but it's just good to see this sort of gear. As you'll see me walking through, guys, I've edited the video. I'm not really showing any of the stalls that do trains and cars because that's not really my scene, to be honest with you. So we're here at John's stall. This is Jamorian Toys. He's got some really good stuff. Again, a big mixture of modern carded stuff. There's loads and loads of loose bits and pieces. There's wrestling. There's Ghostbusters. There's He-Man. As you can see, I've picked up a carded Spider-Man from him. Now, I'd already previously ordered a couple of bits with him, including a carded Gizmo from NEC. As you see, I am upgrading my own one, and I also got Darkstorm complete from the Visionary, so I do now have a complete Darkstorm and Leoric from the Visionaries toy line. So Vic's finally caught up with me. As you just see in Vic's hand, he's got the Brave Star blaster that he previously ordered with John as well. Us boys just having a chat, catching up, talking plastic crack and that. Again, another stall here with some really good pieces. They had a lot of horror figures. They also had the NEC Gremlin figures, but they were loose in bags and they were asking for £40, which I think's quite a high price for loose NEC Gremlins figures. You can generally pick up a lot of them carded for around 30, 40. And as you'll see further on in the video, we find someone who is actually selling some carded gremlins, and he was asking £40 on them, which is not too bad. Another stall here with loads of good bits and pieces. Nothing for me really. Prices a little bit up and down. Toy Biz figures all around £20–25. Me personally, I think that's probably on the higher side. Vic was interested in a few bits here, but we never ended up buying anything from this stall. But again guys, always good to look at. You can see some Aliens bits and pieces there. There's also some 70s toys here. There's mask stuff. There's some loose He-Man. I asked how much the squeeze was. He wanted £15. There was no weapon. And the body was really loose, so was the legs as well. Another good stall here. This guy was reasonably priced. He wanted £20 on the Beetlejuice figures. I think that's a pretty good price if you're a Beetlejuice collector. He had £20 on the Queen Alien as well. Again, that's a reasonable price. A real nice mixture of 70s and 80s bits here. You see some Cabbage Patch figures as well. He had £10 on them. Again, pretty reasonable price. This store was really good. Mainly Transformers. There was a few Turtles, some mask bits. There was a lot of Beast War figures as well in the glass cabinet. Again guys, sometimes just nice to look, nice to see this stuff out there. Nothing really for me, but in most cases this is a collector's dream. You'll see some carded gem dolls as well, box gem dolls should I say, at the back of that store as well. See the guy walking past with a big Godzilla figure. Again, more Star Wars. Vintage Star Wars, seem to be kind of surrounded by it. I just like to get the footage for you guys so you guys can see it, especially guys that maybe can't get to these shows in the UK. But I do definitely recommend going to the NEC guys, planning your trip, even if you do it once a year. I think the NEC is on 4 times a year. The next one's December the 27th, which is 2 days after Christmas, and I will be stalling out there. But I definitely recommend it guys if you're a collector and you've got, if you go there, make sure you go there with a budget of like what you've got, what you want to spend. If you want to take £150–200, there's definitely stuff to be had. If you're into the vintage Star Wars market, especially the box market, then I suggest you bring a few £1,000 to be honest with you. So Vic picked up a NEC Rambo figure. The guy wanted 40 quid. I wasn't too sure on the pricing. I generally thought NECA prices went for, NECA figures went for around £25–30. He also had the carded Gremlin figures as well. I've got all these, but it was just interesting to see what he was selling them for. He was asking 40 quid each. Not too bad a price considering someone 2 rows back was selling the loose ones for 40 quid. I actually picked the Gizmo up off of Jamorian Toys for £20, which is a really good price. Like I say, it's just a card upgrade to my current one. The current one I've got the cards all creased. So Vic himself has decided that he's going to take that one off me, and then I can upgrade the one, as you can see in my hand, as I'm walking around until I get a bag for it. There's ponies, Care Bears and that. There's stuff for girls as well. Plenty for girls and guys, to be honest with you. So me and Vic are now on like the last couple of aisles. So I did pick up a few bits, not all in video. I managed to get about an hour and a half's footage, but I've had to trim it down a little bit, obviously, for you guys to watch within reason. I didn't want to throw out an hour and a half video. You can see some wrestlers as well. Again, nothing for me, £3 each. They're all sort of the old style, no elites or anything. But yeah, guys, I definitely recommend, if you've never been to the NEC BP Toy Show, definitely go. It's a great day out. There's great people, great dealers as well. There are good prices to be had, but there is also high prices as well. Unfortunately, you're going to get that at all toy shows you go to. This one gets spotted more so because of the amount of stalls there are. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this and you ain't subscribed, please consider to do so. Don't forget, I am on all social media. The links are below. I do now have a website as well. It's www.pizarrospieces.com. It just went live last week. Thanks for all the continued support, guys. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, guys, I'll see you all then.